What's going on, guys? How are we doing today? Today's video, I want to talk about some of this new information, some of these new puzzles, and what they have brought to the game since, I think it was on Wednesday. Today is going to be Friday for my video. And let's just talk about it. We got two new confirmation of characters coming out. One is Dash Rendar, and I think he came from the Shadows of the Empire or something to that extent from the N64, both of which are video game characters. We're going to go talk about all this in a little bit. And then the other one is Starkiller himself. I think his name is Galen Merrick, but you guys all know him probably from the game The Force Unleashed, right? So it's going to be a lot of cool stuff happening here in the next, I don't even know, like month or so. When they were saying in the road ahead like something unexpected is going to happen, man, they really meant it. They were not messing around with us. So let's first talk. I have some of these things to show and bring up, but let's just, first talk about stuff in the game. Let's speculate a little bit about about like what we're going to be getting for the next few guys. So let's come over here for a second. No face cam for these, just because I haven't turned it on back yet. But here we go. You guys already have seen this. It's going to be Starkiller. Starkiller is from the Force Unleashed game that came out, man, I don't even know. I want to say like 2005, 2006. But here we go. Right here is the screen I wanted to share with you guys and speculate a little bit. So as you can see, there's this thing called the Legacy event that came out of left field. And it says here, you're going to need 4 people to unlock this Starkiller. Starkiller is in a Legacy event. I'm not sure if we've ever had anything like this. This is a brand new thing. And I don't know how this kind of lines up to other events. I don't know if this is going to be like a... It's definitely not a GL kind of event. There's no way because there's not enough requirements. But I feel like it could be something towards like Darth Revan or a Jedi Revan event. Something like that to that extent where you have to farm these other characters, some marquees, and then you get this character. Honestly, I think this is going to be a little bit like JKL, Jedi Knight Luke from Episode 6, but still not that many not that many requirements. I mean, as you can see, there's only 4, so there's a lot to go into here. We have now Dash Rendar, but we need 3 more. Legacy is, I'm assuming, in terms of Star Wars as a whole, not just with like past SWGoH characters. I think that's for every single thing in terms of Star Wars. So guess what? This year, I want to say, is the 10th year of KOTOR. So having KOTOR characters added into this next 3 marquee characters, definitely not far-fetched. But as you can see so far, these are both from older video games. So Dash is from that one N64 game, and this guy's from the Wii or whatever, Xbox 360 game, The Force Unleashed. So if they're going to continue on that little tangent with being video game characters, well, I would hope that we get KESTIS. That's the guy from Fallen Order. If you guys haven't seen him, I'm going to hop back over in game and get some gameplay for you guys. He is probably, if we get KESTIS, I would be actually so hyped for that. I mean, I'm already hyped for Starkiller, not so much for that guy, I already forgot his name. Dash Rendar. I almost forgot about his name. I'm not as excited for him as I am for like Starkiller, but man, oh man, if we get KESTIS in the game from Fallen Order, guys, I would be so thrilled. I could not tell you how excited I would be for that guy to drop. Honestly, might even wail on him, just because he's such a cool character from that era of Star Wars, Order 66. That whole video game as a whole, man, such a fun freaking game. I've been considering playing that again because it was so much fun. But yeah, KESTIS could be definitely one if they're going to go with that same, tie-in with older video games. But also, they could go really back to anything in terms of movies, in terms of shows. But Legacy, you got to keep in mind the word Legacy. This is an auto. Got to keep in mind the word Legacy. And when I think about that word, not those words, it's one word, Legacy, I always think about older things. I wouldn't go back to like the last Mandalorian TV show, the last season. I wouldn't go back to that. Anything recent, I won't even consider because that's not Legacy in my eyes, right? But Legacy really could be anything in the past, and in the past, there's a lot of awesome stuff. Also, I mean, I'm not sure what's the whole thing about being canon or not. I mean, some of these things I'm not sure are canon in terms of Star Wars or not. But if they aren't going to be canon, they could do even that much more. But yeah, I mean, for example, KESTIS could be one. But also, I don't know if it's a feeling I'm getting or not, but I can easily see them throwing in some more KOTOR characters, either KOTOR 1 or 2. I do know they're going to remaster KOTOR, and that's going to be out, I want to say next year. Not this year, but I'm pretty sure that's next year. But this year is the anniversary, the 10th year anniversary for that. But yeah, a lot of fun stuff. I was not expecting this, guys. There are so many people that were just shocked by this. Almost everybody was shocked by this, myself included. But yeah, I think, you know, there was a puzzle for all this. There could be more puzzles. I don't know, but they did say there is. This is not it. You know, there's gonna be more, but I'm not sure if that was because there's more marquees or because there's more puzzles for different things. I don't know. It's a pretty cool time in Star Wars right now at the end of the year, especially leading up to Book of Boba Fett. We could easily see some more characters from that show. So, like, guys, there's so many cool things. And the fun thing about this right now is that coming back over here to that thing, this is going to start on the 15th, just for starting unlocking Starkiller. That's like in, well, today's the 11th. Tomorrow, or Friday will be the 12th. So, like, almost a month away. And we can start getting them. And that definitely means if you want to get him day one, you gotta be whaling. There's no other way to get him because these other 4 characters that are requirements for Starkiller are going to be marquees. And for marquees, you gotta whale if you want to get them done fast, right? Otherwise, you're gonna wait a couple months, like the Bad Batch, so on and so forth, right? But the fact alone that they're gonna be, or this guy's gonna be, you know, coming out in the next month, that means we're gonna have the other 3 released in the next week, or next 1 to 2 to 3 weeks. They're gonna have every week or so. They're gonna release the next character. For this guy here, for Dash, we haven't really seen his entire, you know, kit. We've just kind of seen his basics. And so if we come over here to his little video, we can kind of see what he's gonna look like. It's funny though, because for Dash, there was an old screenshot back in, I think, May or June from Crumb, saying, you know, somebody was asking about the solo characters like Beckett, all those guys, and like why they never released, and they just they said, interesting you say that, and they didn't really have any intentions of continuing with that and never really making more of those characters, but they had like a plan or something that extend with like the idea of a Beckett. And it's kind of funny because this guy plays right into part with what a Beckett could have been. He even kind of looks like Beckett. The character model looks just like Beckett. It's funny. This is pretty much our Beckett for the whole what's that squad again? The prepared squad coming into the game with, like, you know, young Han, young Lando, all those guys. They're all the smugglers. Smugglers, guys, do not sleep on these characters and these teams. I mean, if we already see right now for the prepared. We have Kira, L3, Young Han, Young Lando, Nest, and Vet Chewie. But Nest does not really have anything with prepared. But the other ones definitely do. I just think if you are going to give us a leadership for this prepared team, they might actually be very, very good. Like, I don't want to get ahead of myself here, but man, oh man, they could be deadly, guys. Like, seriously deadly. So I'm shocked by some of this, man. I am. If you want to see his kit again, not his kit, but like this little thing here. Let's go look at it. Dash Rendar support, leader, scoundrel. No smuggler tag, but he does have serious synergy with the prepared team itself, and those guys are smugglers. So scoundrels under Dash leadership start with the prepared buff, and they gain bonuses based on the role, kind of like Akira, which is super awesome. But then it also says in Grand Arena, we have even more things that play a part inside of that mode, kind of like Boba Fett with TW. So that's going to be kind of like the Omnicron abilities. So guys, be on the lookout for those. And I want to do another video about farming those in the near future to prepare yourself for Omnicrons. So in GA, it says here, allies who lose or who lost prepared gain it right back, so you're always going to have it. And then it says secret missiles deal unavoidable damage and debuff your opponent. So awesome stuff here. If you guys haven't looked at the prepared team in a long time, they're actually not bad. I would say though that a lot of their kit and a lot of their their deadliness comes from prepared, but it's hard to have them all have prepared, at least at the same time. But with this guy, it sounds like they're always going to have it, no matter what. I know that was, just for in GA, but guess what? In GA is like what most of these matter. In GA is like where all the fun happens. I'm not going to be really using these guys in my arena climbing or really in anything else besides maybe TW, right? But in GAC, that's where all the stuff's going to be. So definitely going to be a huge thing there for this team. Do not be sleeping on these guys. They're going to be very important, I feel like. So prepared team looking very hot. And that is just one marquee. We still have yet to get the other 3. And that's my whole thing here is why I'm so excited. Because if that is just one character, and that one character can do that much for a team that's that, far away in the past, like that, from that long ago, rather, that's incredible, man. And just 3 more potential candidates for something like that, man, I am excited. But honestly, I'm not sure what they want to do here, because they could do the same thing, maybe tie in somebody for like a leadership or another character like as a 5th to make a team a bit better, like round up a faction, right? And on that note, like who else could we get that could really round up a faction? I mean, I don't really know too much for leaderships to that extent. I'm not sure, but Old Republic definitely stands out. I feel like Karth lead is a bit old at this point in the game. It's not that awesome. It's okay, but it's very outdated. So I mean, if they want to go back and doing legacy things to, make the Old Republic faction that much bigger, I can see that as well. And that one's kind of interesting to me because, you have the Jedi, but then you also have the other non-Jedi ones. And these guys, at the moment, they're very, very old, outdated. Canners is probably the only one that I ever get use out of besides the Jedi ones right now. But man, if they come out with some more KOTOR guys, and then, you get a good team up and running, you can move Canners over to the Mandalorians, and you have a whole Jedi faction with the, Revan and Jolee and Bastila, and you keep the mission, Zalbar, Karth, T3, all together with that new guy. So much they can do here, guys. So much. But I am hoping we get some Cal Kestis for a Jedi. That would be my my dream come true, guys. I am serious. I would love that so dang much. So much, honestly. Other factions, though, for a second, that we might need some more love on if they want to go to that extent. Scoundrels always kind of played in part here, but like that one is like, I feel they could add whatever they want for Scoundrels, and it's going to only make them that much better because they're already a very, very solid faction right now in the game. So I'm not sure about Scoundrels. They could be really anything for Scoundrels. But Legacy, guys. Legacy can mean so many things. So many. My last thing here I want to talk about before we end today's video is coming back here to Mr. Starkiller. So I'll turn on my face cam for this. Let's get serious up in this business. So last thing here, guys, before I hop off. We just got Lord Vader. We just got the new Maul. Maul's Conquest, and he played right into part with Lord Vader. And now this guy comes out, or he will come out, Mr. Starkiller himself. And guess what? He will be probably, if I were to guess, an Empire-based character. Although I say that with a lot of, like, I'm very sure, like a lot of certainty. But I could also see him not, if they want to go that way. They can kind of lean either way they want with this character. But for one thing, I feel like he'll be an unaligned Force user. I feel like he'll be, especially, coming from his whole origin in this story in terms of Vader and, that whole stuff with the Empire, all that sort of stuff. Episodes 4, 5, and 6, right? So that's kind of where I'm coming from. But the thing I want to talk about here with this guy is if he is coming out and he has those tags and he is fit right into a Lord Vader team, or he rather could be fit into a Lord Vader team, and he makes Lord Vader with Maul even that much better and overthrows a Kenobi, and this is the paywall behind that for a few months, 3 to 4 months, that is not okay. I am not okay with that. I am sorry. So that's my one concern, is with the new meta potentially, because right now Kenobi is still, in my opinion, the meta. You don't really see many Lord Vaders even after Maul. But if this guy, comes out with Maul, with Lord Vader, with that, taunt, being a Royal Guard, plus a 5th, whoever that wants to be, and that is going to be that much better than a Kenobi, I am going to be a bit pissed, because that is just not okay with me, and probably not okay with a lot of people out there, unless you're like a mega Kraken whale. But that's just my 2 cents there. That's not a thing I really want to see in the future. Hopefully he's got like his like own little place in the game, because right now I would be actually okay if you know, he comes out and he's a great Empire or whatever you want to be, but he has some synergy with Vader himself to some extent. Not like direct synergy, but like some low-key synergy, you know, especially since the whole Vader changes, nerfs or whatever to Darth Vader. And then you can keep Lord Vader with like Maul and the entire team that we have right now, but then you just move that guy Starkiller to the Vader team to make them a little bit better, maybe a lot better depending on how good he is. So that is just something to throw out there and to think about for a bit, guys. But with that all being said, that is about it. Just some thoughts here. You know, Legacy event is a big thing, guys. 3 more marquee characters coming out, I would assume every week starting next week, leading up to the release of Starkiller. And hopefully we get some kit reveals, because I want to look at some of these guys' kits. So excited. Also, last second thought here. They could be ships, but I would assume they're not going to be ships for the next 3. I would assume they're going to be characters, but they could be ships. You never know. Anyways, that's it. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. I would love to know. Anyways, guys, have a great day, and I will see y'all later. Peace out, and have a good one. Bye, guys.